Hey Mahlers, Engineer Jeff here, and last year about this time I was airbrushing when I could. I was using this big old Sears Craftsman pancake compressor. It had like a 3-gallon tank on it. I could only airbrush like during the day or for just a brief period of time after I'd charged the tank, because it was waking my family up when that thing would go off. I mean, it sounded like a machine gun. It was so loud. It was nuts. And so I started exploring the options of getting an airbrush compressor, because they're known for being quiet and I'd be able to use the airbrush all the time. So I went to Harbor Freight and picked up one of their $60 ones. It worked fine, aside from a little bit of the pulsation that you would get sometimes when you would spray. But it didn't last very long. It basically lasted me, I think, 5 months, and I think it had a leak in it. It was constantly running, so it would run for a little bit, and I'd spray. And of course, it didn't have a tank on it or anything like that, so it was just kind of a pain in the butt. So when it finally died, I really needed to have something to airbrush with, and so then comes Adepticon 2013, and I go and I'm seeing all my friends and hanging out with everybody, and Ken from Badger Airbrush was there and had a booth, and his compressor guy, whose name escapes me, I'm sorry, if I can figure it out between now and then I'll put the information in the comments down below. But Ken introduced me to his compressor guy, and he was telling me all these things about these compressors that they have. And at the time they had a special on the Badger 910 compressor. Most of you who know me, I like to do everything myself or go the cheap route, but quite frankly I was really tired of airbrushing with the Craftsman, and I think my family was tired of hearing it go off because it was so loud. They had a sale on it, so I jumped on it. I bought it, and quite frankly it has been the best purchase of that kind that I've made in a long time. So now we're coming up on a year having used it. I'm really impressed. It's a workhorse. So this is the compressor. It's I don't know, about 16 inches tall by about 14 inches wide. We've got a couple holders up here for your airbrush, moisture trap, gauge, regulator, and a small tank. That's probably a gallon or so. It'll charge up and I can get, I don't know, 5 minutes or so of steady, like non-stop airbrushing before it really goes off. Something around there. One of the things that I noticed was that it was rattling initially when I first got it, but that was because these nuts down here came loose. So I just tightened those up. There was actually a couple of them that I had to tighten down, but after that it was nice and quiet. So that's what it sounds like when it's on. Not very loud. Definitely a lot quieter than my Craftsman pancake compressor. So Badger Airbrush is going to have a booth at Adepticon, and I highly encourage you to stop by and talk to Ken and whoever he's got working there about his compressor line. They've got several different models, but this was the one that worked out the best for me. I think they've got some that can handle 3 or 4 airbrushes if you're that into it. I airbrush quite a bit, and this was more than enough for to meet my needs. Also, while you're at the Badger booth, stop by and say hi to the Wargamer Consortium folks. We will be there in some form or fashion pretty much throughout the entire convention. I remember last year it was just kind of our meetup place, and some folks stayed there to do demos and things like that. So there'll be a lot of shop talk there, a lot of painting talk. We got some events planned, a lot of cool stuff coming. So yeah, stop by and say hi. I'm going to be heading to Adepticon with my traveling buddy Van Hammer, and I don't know that we're going to do as many videos of the trip this year. Maybe we'll just kind of trim it down to one or two, but we'll chronicle the journeys as well. So yeah, get yourself a compressor while you're there, and check us out, and come by the booth and talk to us and tell us what you think, show us what you're painting, that kind of stuff. Next video is going to be how to paint a Tyranid Biovore. I hear they are the next great hotness in Tyranids, or at least Coach is telling me that, and I believe everything Coach tells me because Coach is right all the time. We'll see you at Adepticon, and or we'll see you in the next video. Either way, peace.